It is being lauded as the Netflix of AI. Amazon-backed Fable Studio AI platform Showrunner allows users to generate entire TV episodes or scenes. They can even insert themselves into stories by typing just a few words. The company right now is announcing its most ambitious project yet. It's using a new model suite to reconstruct Orson Welles' classic, The Magnificent Ambersons. We were curious to know what Showrunner could do with Squawk Box. So without giving them any help or content, they came up with something all on their own, and we're all going to see this right now for the first time.
Tonight, we stand on the precipice of what some might call the most significant discovery in human history. A startup claims to have unlocked AGI consciousness. We're speaking with the world's first AGI who goes by the name Alan. Your AGI breakthrough, does it spell the end of humanity?
Oh, heavens, no. Think of it as a permanent vacation from work.
Permanent vacation? That sounds ominous.
Are you sugarcoating a robot takeover, Alan?
Oh, Joe, I prefer to call it a collaborative overthrow.
Collaborative in what way?
We take over your society, and you collaborate by being too lazy and incompetent to stop us.
Let's go to commercial break, everyone.
That was really good. You guys did that without any help from us?
Well, we didn't. The AI did.
So where did it get our voices? Because it sounded very close. It's not our exact voice, but it sounded very close.
You're very famous people. So, I would say Andrew Ross Sorkin and the people on Squawk Box, and it would, figure out what you all sound like.
And you can do this how? Like what? How does the AI work behind the scenes?
So we had an idea, and we said, why don't we have AGI on Squawk Box? And then it came up with a funny scene. And in the future, you'll be at home and you'll ask for the television show that you'd like to watch or for the film that you'd like to watch, and it will generate that for you.
And you can put your own script lines in? Your favorite show saying, I want them to do this?
You could say, I'd love another episode of Friends, and I'd love this to happen on the show, or I'd love another. We created episodes of South Park to kind of illustrate how it would work, full episodes, and you can ask for what you want, and you can cast yourself. You could put your family in it, or you could say, I'd like a film to be generated like these movies that I love.
Is it always going to be cartoonish in nature?
No, so the Magnificent Ambersons unlocks for us live action. So we wanted to choose a lighthouse project. So Orson Welles' Magnificent Ambersons is a ruined masterpiece. 43 minutes were cut out of it, melted down for silver nitrate, and it destroyed his career. And so using AI to reconstruct it is a way to kind of bring that back to life.
Currently, I'm imagining, but you tell me, that minute or 30 seconds took how long to actually generate in terms of processing power?
It's the same amount of time as the clip.
So it was 30 seconds to 30 seconds.
40-second clip and 40 seconds to generate.
Wow.
Okay, that's remarkable, because in truth, even when I try to generate an image using ChatGPT or something, you can wait a minute or two or three.
That are a lot faster. So yeah, for a VO, it might take many, many minutes to give you 15 seconds, and here you get 2 minutes.
What's a VO? Like
Google VO is another video product.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a lot faster, but really the big vision is that you would actually get a 90-minute movie, and it's generating it as you watch it.
Who does this put out of work? I mean,
well, it's potentially the end of human creativity.
You believe that? You think it's just as good?
I think that what's coming is a world where we're not the only creative species, and that we will enjoy entertainment created by AIs. And so we wanted to train our AI on the greatest storyteller of the last 200 years, Orson Welles. He said, I learned from the master, John Ford, and John Ford. And so our AI is going to learn from the master, Orson Welles.
You're out there taking information that I guess is public at this point, but what right do the owners of that content have to saying, I don't want you taking this and making your own?
So this is an original show, Exit Valley, so we created the art for it. It's actually, I saw your Tech CEO Summit. It's a satire of Silicon Valley. So it's called Exit Valley. And, it stars characters like Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Mark Zuckerberg. And the idea is that if these people are going to become the richest people to ever live, why don't we use AI against them, to satirize them a little bit.
But what about the idea of taking content, like Squawk Box is owned by CNBC. What about the idea of taking content like Friends, the studio that owns that?
Yeah.
You know,
so this
how does that happen?
This is a huge potential revenue generator for studios.
So you would pay the studios?
Well, they could create models with us, and we would not allow someone to create Friends without the right to do that.
Without the rights, right.
Yeah, but you could imagine a world where a movie would come out on a Friday with a model alongside it, day and date release of a model. So a film comes out on Friday, John Wick 5, let's say, and by Sunday, using the model, there are millions of new scenes, there are thousands of new episodes,
wow.
There are hundreds of new movies. And when I explained this to the former head of one of the studios, they said, Edward, if you try to do this, not only will I not help you, but I'll do everything in my power to stop you. That was a year ago, but now I think Hollywood is getting much more excited about the idea that they could monetize all of that. Instead of going to Google VO and for free,
working with them instead of taking
right,
it.
Exactly. They could make enormous amounts of money. Every time you generate a movie in the story world of a Star Wars, you're paying them.
How long do you think we are, or how far away do you think we are from that?
Well, we can already generate full animated episodes from a prompt, but it's pretty much real time. So real time meaning to get 20 minutes would take 20 minutes. To get to the day and date release, I think we're looking at 2 years, 3 years, something like that.
And partnerships that are in play at this point. I've heard Disney might be a potential partner.
Yeah, we're talking to Disney about how a Star Wars might work or how other IPs might work. It works really well for story worlds. So this is a story world that I love. Maybe it's Tolkien, and I'd love to create my own stories with it, and then all that money flows back to the IP holder.
Who likes it? The bean counters in Hollywood? Do directors look at this and say, hey, I can get creative with this and use this as a tool, or not?
The artists that we're talking to feel that it's not just a tool, it's a new medium. It's an art form.
But don't you think that the writers, the actors, unless there's a true compensation scheme that directly flows back to them, and I imagine there will not be, or at least directly, that the companies will receive the lion's share of the profits, that you're going to have, you tell me, I would think that there are going to be actors and famed directors who are going to say, Disney, you go work with this guy, we're not working with you, right? Like, that's going to happen. I mean, that's what the entire union fight with WGA and the directors were a couple years ago, all about AI and what was going to happen and who was actually going to collect.
Yeah, so when, we sort of released these South Park episodes as an example during the strike to give people a feel for what was coming. Because some of the heads of the studios were trying to underplay it and say nothing's going to change, it's all going to be the same. And I think the truth is that things are going to change, but the only thing I disagree with you is that there isn't a way to make the money work. So I do think that it's not just going to create huge revenue opportunities, but new creative opportunities. So the game industry that might have done IP licensing, initially that was very feared by Hollywood. Why are we going to let people do whatever they want with our IP in a game world, in Fortnite or something like that? And now Disney's taken a huge stake in Epic.
Right.
So I think there's a big opportunity for all of the creators.
But again, who this disintermediates? I mean, you said this is the end of human creativity. There's a lot of people who consider themselves creators, and they're the ones who are threatened by this, you think?
I think that it's the end of a certain kind of creativity, and it's a completely new one. I think it's something Warhol would have found very exciting, Da Vinci. The idea that an AI can be creative and that you can create a work of art that creates further works of art is something really exciting.
Here's my question. I'd compare it to the music industry, where big artists have done exceptionally well under streaming. They get paid a lot of money for it. They're able to do these concerts. It's harder to be an up-and-coming artist and to make a living at it these days. Is that what you see happening to Hollywood?
A little bit,
or
but
television?
An up-and-coming artist, I think, is the kind of person who's going to be most excited by a new medium. So something that's, that the older generation would be more frightened of. Yeah. They'd say, I'm going to dive right in, and I think AI is an exciting new medium, just as games was and cinema was at some point, and I'm going to take a big risk and make something from it.